What is going on, everybody? Finally, the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast has come back to live and in living color. Cause for this particular pay-per-view, we just going full out live on y'all booty. Cause I knew they own my screen, so I gotta say booty at least once. That's twice. The booty counter. I'm gonna put it in the corner. I'm not. But anyway, we talking WWE Payback 2016 might have been better than WrestleMania. Payback 2016. Let's jump right into the kickoff show. We had two matches, which they surprised me with. I was like, wait, what? Hold up. I thought we only had one match on the kickoff show. But we had Baron Corbin versus Dolph Ziggler. Ziggler would end up winning via roll up, and Corbin would be dominant throughout the entire match. So I don't know. I was surprised that Ziggler won. Darn it, bringing me to 0-1 in my my predictions. So I was surprised that Ziggler won, but I guess they're gonna keep this going for a little bit. I hope they build something onto it instead of just being like, let's not have him on Raw for like 4 weeks, and then on that fifth week when the pay per view comes around, let's throw him on there then. I hope they actually build the feud a little bit, but the match wasn't bad. Still loving Baron Corbin. Casey, thoughts on Baron Corbin versus Dolph
For for a Dolph Ziggler match these days, it was good. I say that because most of Dolph Ziggler's matches anymore are just him selling the crap out of everything and not really putting any offense into a match, which is unfortunate because he is a really talented wrestler. But I was surprised that he won. I thought they were gonna have him put over Baron Corbin. Maybe they are, keeping this going because they don't really know what else to do with Baron Corbin. I don't know who else they would really put him in a feud with right now. But it was a good match. It's confusing what they're doing with him right now. I mean, they, I don't know. And they still has that stupid statue. Why is the statue always there?
because finally it didn't break on the night after.
Why doesn't he bring it to his house? Put it in like a cabinet or something. Be like, this is what I want. Why you gotta carry it everywhere? That is just showing off too much. That is.
All right, Amy, thoughts? And I might, I kind of want to see this fight between Casey and Justin, so I might invite Justin anyway. Amy,
Oh God. As long as I'm not involved in that fight, I'm quite happy.
You gotta break it up.
No, it was a pretty. Oh, God, no, I'm not being paid. I'll make sure you won't get hurt. That's Team Amy.
Yeah.
But no,
so you like the manager, right?
I guess, yeah, that works. He wrestles, I manage it. It works. No, Dolph, he's oversold a lot, but he's Dolph. I love him. Glad Baron lost. Sorry, DJ. Sorry. But honestly, who knows what they're doing with Baron? Honestly, I think the statue's out there just to remind the crowd, oh, hey, he won this, and that's about it. They could continue it into Extreme Rules because they still have no clue what they're doing with Monday Night Raw, so why would they have any idea what they're doing with some of their new NXT talent? It looked like they were pushing Apollo Crews to a possible title, but that stopped, and then Baron Corbin I thought was going the same way if he would have won tonight, but I don't know. Who's he going to face? Kalisto? That'd be worse than versus Ryback. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe Baron Corbin will take on Kane or the Big Show. Those are the only two that match him height-wise. But other than that, it was a pretty decent match. I like the roll-up. It is payback. I mean, Dolph Ziggler needed his payback. What's Baron Corbin going to get payback for? He's been attacking everybody from behind lately. There's no payback for him.
I see what you're saying. I do. I get it. I get it. But next we had the U.S. title match, Kalisto versus Ryback.
Take two.
Take those. I definitely was excited because Kalisto finally hit the springboard spot. I was like, what? I was like, that move exists on the main roster, or did you want me to forget about it? So I was hyped when he hit that. The DDTs, every one of them that Kalisto hit was nice. The one he hit in the ring and the one he hit on the apron, loved them all. Ryback trying to start a CM Punk chance was funny because we know how they are. They are not the best of friends. Um, the gorilla
Well, he
press
had
from
a
the
CM
second.
Punk like entrance.
What?
He tried to do the clobber in time entrance, if you noticed.
He did.
I didn't even notice it.
Yeah.
He got down on the knee, swept it up, and did the whole thing. Except that instead of clobber in time, he just went like, feed me more, like this.
I
Not.
love Ryback. I love him officially. But the gorilla press from the second rope was epic, amazing. I want more gorilla presses from the second rope. I want to be gorilla pressed. Okay, no, I don't. But it was epic. I loved it. And then somehow Kalisto hits a sleeve del Sol and wins, and I'm like, bruh. But I don't understand. I was so upset. It felt like Ryback had so much steam. Like as far as how they booked him in the match because they haven't booked him at all on Raw in the last like month. So I don't know. I just felt like I was surprised that Kalisto won. I feel like they were trying to build up this heel Ryback character and they didn't. There's no like coronation. I guess there's no like finish to it. Um, but I don't know. I guess they're trying to make Kalisto a giant killer. Protege to Rey Mysterio, I suppose, is what they're trying to go for here. But I thought this match was amazing. I loved it. For a title that we often talk about as being non-existent and we don't care about, if they're still putting on good matches for the title, I'll care about it at least for a little bit. So, Casey, thoughts?
I said this on Twitter, and I feel like I'm repeating myself over and over again. First of all, what was the point of this match if Kalisto was just going to retain? I mean, I love Kalisto, and I get that they are basically are trying to book him as like the sort of reincarnation, even though Rey Mysterio is not dead, whatever. But they're trying to make him like the this generation's Rey Mysterio, which I don't have a problem with. But I, first of all, you don't care about the title, so either retire it or give it to somebody else and try to make it feel important again. Even on Kalisto, it doesn't feel important. They're not doing anything storyline wise with it. They're not. There's no point to it. I think Ryback should have won. They had him booked really well in this match. He got really good heel heat, especially in Chicago, especially doing the Cena or the CM Punk, clobber in time. I thought that was genius. I loved that. They should have capitalized on that and had him win. Even if they did it, in a not in a clean way, because obviously that would work. Being a heel, he would have gotten even more heat. You could have built that up into a storyline even more. Now, what are you going to do? What are you going to do with Ryback? What are you going to do with Kalisto? Are you going to have Ryback Kalisto 3 at Extreme Rules? It just doesn't make sense.
All right. Casey, do you and Justin want to settle your differences now, or should I let Amy?
No, it's cool. No.
All right. Amy, thoughts?
Oh, okay. I mean, the match was okay. I loved Kalisto and I love his offense. That Lucha Libre offense is one of my favorite types of wrestling ever.
So you watch
But-
Lucha Underground?
Huh?
You watch Lucha Underground, correct?
I have to watch it on YouTube. I don't have El Rey. AT&T doesn't carry El Rey. So I gotta kind of YouTube everything. But he did some amazing stuff. Ryback attempting some high-risk maneuvers was kind of hilarious. But
Flyback.
the rope press, flyback, yes, was nice off the top rope. I love him aggravating the Chicago crowd with CM Punk because that is always hilarious. But they need to do something with these titles, or these people and titles. I mean, Kalisto has been booked in tag team matches, if anything, in this month. You barely see him in Ryback. He did have a great match with Tyler Breeze on Superstars, but that has nothing to do with his match tonight.
Superstars? Who watches Superstars?
Amy does. Duh, Justin.
Hey! I do. It's wrestling. Come on now. How do you think I can watch women's wrestling half the time? They don't book it on live TV anymore. Ugh. But
That's true.
to be honest, it's very true. To be honest, they need to do something with this U.S. title. Do a John Cena Open Challenge like thing. That brought so much more credibility to that title, and I loved it. As much as I hated John Cena, I loved the U.S. Open Challenge. Who knows? Maybe they're waiting out to Memorial Day for Kalisto to lose to Cena. That'll be it. He'll come back
Because
and
the U.S. title.
restart it.
I see what you did.
Yeah. Yeah, see? But I think Ryback pulled Adolf Ziggler and mouthed off too much in the back, and he was being punished, and that's why his kind of run is like, eh. And I knew he had a lot of issues with being on the kickoff show in WrestleMania, and I think that kind of rubbed people the wrong way backstage. So I think he put his own foot in his mouth, to be honest. But
Yeah,
otherwise, him as a heel champion would have worked. You could have had numerous opponents with Ryback as champion and not have to worry about this whole, size difference. I mean, like I said, I preached Apollo Crews as the next U.S. champion for a reason. Because him versus Ryback would have been amazing. That's powerful right there.
Yeah, see, because I hate like that you can't stick up for yourself in WWE. Like, it sucks. Like, cause Ryback, I feel like Ryback feels the same way as a lot of people who end up on the kickoff show. I've worked just as hard as everybody else. Why can't I be on the pay-per-view? Yes.
Whoa. You can stick up for yourself if you're John Cena,
And not black.
or who's that other guy? John Cena.
Johnson.
Justin, thoughts on the U.S. title match or Darren Corbin and Zoff Diggler?
Well, I don't have any thoughts on Dolph Ziggler and Baron Corbin. That match was just, I cared less about that match. The Kalisto versus the Ryback match, that match was actually pretty decent. Like, I really wasn't expecting much out of that match, but I was very surprised with that match. I mean, Ryback, one thing, he needs to take off that strap. He just needs to take off that strap. He's not lifting any
weights,
weight.
always getting swole. Come
He's
on,
not. He's not getting swole though. Like, he just needs to take off that strap.
He got leaner,
Yeah.
though. That's the thing. Not bigger.
He's getting leaner by lifting up Kalisto. But I mean, this was a pretty good match. I like that springboard that Kalisto did to the outside of the ring. Like, I thought that was pretty cool. Ryback, I like when he got DDT'd by Kalisto on the ring apron. That was a really sick spot in the match. But in the end, I'm happy that Kalisto retained, and hopefully they start doing more stuff with the U.S. title, which I was kind of thinking when I was watching the show. I was maybe thinking that maybe they might give the title to Ryback, and then on Memorial Day have Johnson to win the United States Championship, and then start doing those open challenges again. Because even though I'm not a fan of Cena, I really enjoyed those U.S. Open challenges because he put on good matches with people, even though I'm not a fan of Cena. And I really enjoyed seeing those again because like that was the best thing that was going on last year in WWE. Like the U.S. Open challenges, I really like seeing them. Like to see who is going to be facing Cena like every week on Raw. Like I really like that, and I really want them to bring them back. But,
Right. Yeah, when you were watching it live. Cough, cough. Anyway.
When I was.
Anyway, we're going to move on. We started the show with a nice little short New Day promo, as you saw from my tweets if you were on Twitter. I actually used Twitter tonight. I tweeted, "Oh, Chicago." So I was excited to see the New Day. And then we get Enzo and Cass versus the Vaudevillains. This match did not go as planned, as Enzo ended up getting hurt. He took a bad bump as he hit I think it was the middle rope. And I think more so it was his head.
It was the bottom rope.
Yeah, well, more so it was his head hitting the mat.
He hit he hit the middle rope, came down, hit the mat and the bottom rope at the same time to go out. He was knocked out at the point when he hit the mat.
Okay.
He fell out. He was unconscious, they said.
Okay.
Now I got a question here. What was that storyline there? I don't think it was storyline.
I don't think they would cut a match off like that for storyline.
No, that actually happened. When they call for the X, anytime in the WWE I've seen, it's always been a legit injury. He's got a
And I
concussion
think,
according to the end of it, but
yeah,
then when you see
I'm
I've
pretty
had a
sure though.
concussion and his eyes rolled back. I've been knocked out plenty of times as a catcher and in kickboxing. That's legit. I took it before it. You can't fake that. That one pretty well.
Yeah,
Because
I
they did the
think
same thing at an
too.
NXT event that I went to.
Yeah, it gets confusing though, because I've seen wrestling companies, and I think WWE has done it too. They've used the X in storyline recently.
No, they'll call out. They won't use the X for the storyline. They just flag them down like this. They won't ever exit. X is for the serious. This is legit,
Okay.
as far as I've seen.
Well, I learned something new there. The X is legit.
All right then. Yeah. So best wishes to not Sammy, Enzo. I read down a little bit. Enzo. Yeah, I was like, I felt like it was real as soon as they stopped the match, because I was like, they would have probably kept going with the match, made Cass go like all alone or something, if it wasn't. But Casey,
Yeah,
any
if it was
thoughts on the going on?
This I don't know. I was excited for this match. I was still upset because I felt like this should have been the tag team championship match, and they should have done this match on SmackDown, like we've been saying. But
Or Raw.
it was a
I
good
mean,
it was a good match until, unfortunately, Enzo got hurt. But I hope he's okay. They were saying that he's
I don't
okay.
know what's going on.
He's moving his extremities. It was a concussion, whatever. I hope he's okay. I hope this doesn't unfortunately send him back to NXT again, because finally they made it up to the main roster. To be pushed down to NXT after he comes back would kind of be unfortunate. But I'm just wondering what they're gonna do with this storyline now. If they're gonna automatically give it to the Vaudevillains, which kind of wouldn't be fair, but the storyline, you have to do something, and unfortunately injuries happen, so you have to rewrite things. So I'm just kind of curious what they're gonna do with this.
am I the only one who has seen that X in storyline? For some reason, I've seen it at least once, maybe even twice.
I never saw the X storyline.
It is legit. It is legit.
Yeah.
No, no. What I'm saying is, I'm pretty sure I've seen like a referee use it in storyline to make it seem legit.
I mean, maybe in TNA.
Maybe that
Yeah,
might
not
have
the WWE.
Okay.
TNA uses it in their storylines, but the WWE, they will flag you down with their hands if it's not. And the X, they're calling for legit services.
All right, cool. All right, Amy, any thoughts?
Well, first, hopefully Cass is all good. I feel his pain. I've been there with concussions. I've actually been knocked unconscious and woken up like 20 minutes later with a concussion. Not pretty. But I don't think they'll send it back down to NXT, except to go through the medical staff and do his little rehab matches. He'll probably be out for a month to 2 months, depending on the severity of it. But I could see them giving it to the Vaudevillains, and then if the Vaudevillains were to take the titles from the New Day, I could see them bringing Enzo and Cass back and getting their title shot, saying, you never actually won. Let's settle this type deal. And that would work pretty well for the WWE, I think. But I don't know. I'm not them. So I hope that's what happens, at least.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what they're gonna do with this whole situation. But next we had Kevin Owens.
I didn't get my
Oh,
thoughts on
my bad. Justin.
I'm being like Casey there, but no. There's not really much to tell about the match because the match had to get cut off short. Hopefully Enzo Amore is all right and stuff. And earlier today I was watching Payback 2013. And, Dolph Ziggler, that's when he just recently came back from his concussion, and it's such a coincidence here that someone just got concussion at this show, which I'm like, what? Like, it's weird how like I'm watching these two different paybacks. Like, it's weird, but hopefully he's all right, and uh, who knows if they're going to be giving the Vaudevillains the number one contender spot. I mean, like Kate said, I don't think it would be really fair to give them it because they didn't really win the match, and who knows if they were going to win the match. I mean, and I think this match could have turned out to be really something good. And and it was kind of threw off the balance of the show a little bit, with this match here, because how they had to make things run on a little longer here. So I mean, that's why, anyways, that's what DJ told me when I was doing my live reactions for that main event earlier. But yeah.
Yeah, those live reactions. Man.
Yeah, I didn't get my invitation for those live reactions. Did you? No.
I don't think so. Amy might have got one. I'm not sure.
They must have got lost in the mail.
Did you have Miley deliver them?
Yeah, I had Miley deliver them, but she must have put the wrong address. I think she put the wrong address.
Alright,
If
so
she
next
delivered them in person, she's lost somewhere in the United States.
Alrighty, we got
she sent them to Canada.
Speaking of Canada,
yeah, because that's a good segue.
Can I make my segue? Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. I'm gonna give it to Casey because there was a match and Kevin Owens was in.
Shut up. I knew I was paying attention to this match. Okay, no. This was a good match. It was kind of hard for me at first to get into it, just because Enzo just got hurt. So anytime somebody seriously actually gets injured on the show, it's kind of hard to get into that next match. You kind of have that kind of down period where you're like, oh man, like how do we, how do you follow that, but luckily for WWE, it was Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Both of these guys, they've wrestled each other for like 14 years now. They can put on amazing matches. So, like I said, lucky for WWE, it was them on this next match. So, they were able to get the crowd back into it. Ended up being a good match. I don't know if I was surprised with the outcome, but my boy Sammy, he's cheated out of the win. Them with nefarious, and I don't know. I just don't know what they're doing with Sammy now. Obviously, they're having Kevin Owens go for the Intercontinental title again now, since he, didn't lose it in the ladder match, which he kind of did because he didn't win the match, so therefore he lost.
But he did get pinned.
Kind of like EC3 lost a couple times, before he lost. I'm just saying, DJ. I'm just saying he lost. But it definitely was a good match. I'm just wondering what they're going to do with Sami Zayn now, if they're going to put him in the Intercontinental title picture too, because he deserves it as well. Deserves some title. Like, put him in the Intercontinental U.S. title picture. I think Sami Zayn and Kalisto could put on some good matches.
El Generico?
I'm curious though. I am curious. Did you see the Michinoku Blue Thunder Bomb that Michael Cole called?
Oh yeah, I heard that.
Michael Cole
That was funny.
Michael Cole already had zero respect for me, and he lost even more. The man later on in the night did IGWP Heavyweight Championship.
He also called the 450 splash a shooting star press. You hearing that?
Let's put it this way. Yeah, let's put it this way. Michael Cole does not know anything unless it's scripted. He is not actually well versed in anything wrestling wise. That's
I
why
know, yes.
Morrow is so much better.
It doesn't make sense though because he's been with the WWE for like 20 years. You would think he would learn how to call a match or moves. Like, my God, this is what you do every
I
month.
mean, I'll tell you what he knows. He knows how to suck dick.
It's
That's what he
scripted.
knows how to do.
Amy, thoughts on Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens from Canada?
Yeah, Canada versus Canada, but
Civil War.
definitely one of my favorite matches of the night. Those two can put on a match no matter what the hell is going on. Very you couldn't take your eyes off it. 1 minute they're in the ring, 1 minute they're out of the ring, 1 minute they're on the top rope, the table, you name it, they did it. Definitely laughed at the botches from Michael Cole. Couldn't help it. But I was hoping Sammy would win, get his payback. But Kevin Owens took that from him. But I can see their feud continuing. I really don't see Kevin Owens going for the title right now. I can see this going into Extreme Rules or them making another, hey, guess what? Ladder match for the Intercontinental title because, that next match with the Intercontinental Championship, they all end up together in the end again. So I thought it was a phenomenal match. Those two are great. High-flying offense, speed. Kevin Owens is fast for that big man. I'll give him that. Very athletic. Never seen too many big men that can do a moonsault since, like, Vader. But kind of hurt Sammy didn't win. Just a little hurt. Hit me here.
It's okay. It's not like the fans matter.
Pretty sure the fans love both of them. But anyway, Justin, thoughts?
This was a very good match. This was probably, I'll say, second best match tonight. I mean, this match was really awesome. I like all the reversals that they were doing with each other. I like how it was so fast paced. I like the chemistry between both of them, and I like how this rivalry dated back to their indie days. I'm a sucker for good storylines, and this was a very good storyline here. I mean, back to their NXT days. Also, how Sami Zayn pretty much got pulled up to the main roster before. No, Sami Zayn. How Sami Zayn pretty much made it to WWE before Kevin Owens did, and then pretty much Kevin Owens made it to the main roster before Sami Zayn. I just like that whole storyline standpoint. But this match was awesome. I like when Kevin Owens tried to go for a pop-up powerbomb on the side of the apron, but Sami Zayn reversed it into a back body drop. That was cool. But I was expecting Kevin Owens to win here, which he did, which I'm happy about. I didn't really care who won this match because I like both guys, but I think they might continue this feud, and I think the person who should come out of this feud winning it should be Sami Zayn, to make him a legit competitor, like move him up like in the main event ranks. But if they don't continue this, maybe they might be doing a fatal four-way for the IC title. Have The Miz versus Cesaro versus Owens versus Sami Zayn, maybe at Extreme Rules. Maybe like in a wire match, or who knows? But I don't know. I just think this was a very good match.
All right. This match, to me, I liked it. I liked it a lot. Thought it was a really good match. I love how Sami Zayn got his dives going early. Still love the torpedo DDT, one of my favorite moves ever in life. I just thought this match was a really good match to follow such a real moment, and such a realistic injury. It was nice to kind of get back into wrestling with this match. But I definitely thought it was good. I was surprised that Zayn didn't win, but I want to see what they're gonna do with Kevin Owens, if anything. But anyway, next we got Cesaro versus The Miz. And I kind of want to let Amy go first on this one. Because the most must-see Intercontinental Champion of all time was in the ring.
Yes. Yes, it was. And not only the must-see Intercontinental Champion of all time, but also a fellow Normandy invader. I gotta shout that out. Awesome. Like I said, Miz was gonna win this match. It's pretty good match actually for the Miz and Cesaro. Cesaro was pretty dominant throughout it. This is good. Maurice was a nice addition to the match to help, but that's what his wife is there for. A great manager knows how to help their talent. I mean, look at Paul Heyman. Hello. But it was an interesting way to end it. The Miz did tap out to the crossface, but he's the Miz, and rolled him up right after Cesaro pretty much checked Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens to the announce table, and used the tights as he is a heel. Come on, are we expecting anything less? And won the title. Can't beat it. It was a pretty decent match. I'll give him that, but I don't know. Kind of wish there was something a little better.
He didn't win the title. He retained the title. He is still your most must-see Intercontinental Champion of all time, Amy.
He won his title back tonight.
Anyway, I definitely like this match. I'm just gonna insert myself right here since I'm already hype about this match. I love Cesaro. I don't know where he gets all those rip-away pants, man. But, I'm working on it. I got them coming in the mail. I'm going to get me a suit for graduation, and just... Oh, anyway.
No one wants to see that, DJ. No one.
Hey, I mean, I have stuff under it, like wrestling tights or something.
It's illegal.
I wouldn't be...
I don't want to see that, DJ. You might blind...
It won't hit the internet. It won't hit the internet.
I mean, Casey might want to see that. Casey wants to see that, though.
Anyway, I love Cesaro, though. He's fun to watch. He's fun to watch when he gets going, but he's even fun to watch before he gets going. That's what I like about it. The suplex from the apron, I still love it. The Miz gets the wins, baby. He gets the wins, and he's still your most must-see. Justin, thoughts on the match?
I thought this match was really good. I really enjoyed it. Jason Statham. Wait, did I think I said. You know who that is? You know who that is?
Who?
Jason Statham. Yeah, you don't know who he is? The guy from the Fast and Furious movies? That's who Cesaro reminds me of. He reminds me of him so much. But no, not Vin Diesel. But
James
this
Bond.
was James Bond. There you go. He reminds me of James Bond a little bit also. I just like this new gimmick that Cesaro has. He's a badass, type of spy guy. I just like that. But this was a very good match. I like the chemistry between both of these guys. Like DJ said, I like that suplex that he hit during that suplex on the outside. That was really awesome during the match. This was a good match, and I was expecting that the Miz to win here, but I thought that Maurice would have maybe helped the Miz win here, and Maurice. I think I'm combining names. Maurice. She looked fine tonight. I mean, she always looks fine, but
Sexist pig.
She looked fine.
Tell him, Amy. Tell him how he's a sexist pig. Tell him.
The Miz is great looking. His wife is not bad either. I'll give her that.
I was not talking about the Miz. I was talking about Maurice.
Hey, the Miz has a money-making face.
They are both good looking. They are Hollywood's A-list fine couple.
I mean, the only reason why I care about the Miz is because of Maurice. I'm serious.
Oh, that's terrible. He's a former world champion. Come on now. He headlined WrestleMania.
In the one of the worst WrestleManias in history.
He was.
And he beat
No.
your boy clean. He beat your boy clean, kind of.
I wouldn't call it clean. He beat him, but I wouldn't call it clean.
Casey looks like he has something to say.
You know, first off, I don't know why Amy always gotta take shots at Team Amy and make it, break up a little bit. But it's cool, because Shane McMahon tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw. I have it on good authority. One of my sources texted me. Shane McMahon is gonna review this tape of this match, and he's going to reverse the decision. Because The Miz did indeed tap out. So,
I didn't see it.
He's not going to reverse the decision. If they didn't reverse it for Charlotte and Eddie, they're not going to reverse it for the
if the ref didn't see it, I didn't see it.
I have connections, okay? They tell me these things. This is going to happen.
Who are your connections?
See, but technically they weren't in charge at the time when Charlotte and Natty happened and when this match happened. So technically they had no power. It won't their fault.
But I mean, he's going to reverse it tomorrow because now he got the power.
He's not because there was no tapping. The cameraman was in the wrong position, and
what the?
They were using special effects there. Those were special effects.
Like it was a twitch. It was like Baron Corbin that one time. It was a twitch.
Yeah, special effects.
They gotta stay in good shape. So sometimes they have a little twitch.
Yeah, sure. That's what that is. Yeah.
But anyway, we got Dean Ambrose versus Christopher Nero. That's not his middle name. Chris Jericho.
Christopher Nero.
No.
Why'd you jackass?
Close. I think that.
Why to ask Jack?
Ha ha ha! Yeah.
But Justin, I want to give you this one first because I haven't given you one first. So.
This match, I'm happy that they gave Dean Ambrose a win. He hasn't got a win in a long time on the pay-per-view. When's the last time he got a win? I'll tell you when the last time he got a win was. It was at Survivor Series 2015. He
got Royal Rumble.
No, he lost in the Rumble match.
No, he won against Kevin Owens when he was still the Intercontinental Champion.
Oh, he did?
Last man standing.
Got him.
Oh, I don't remember. I have bad memory. Okay, that's the last time he won a match. But still, he hasn't got much wins on a pay-per-view, so I'm happy they finally gave him a bigger win here, a little bit. I'm not saying that Kevin Owens is a big superstar, because he's a really big superstar. But this was a very good match. I like when they went outside the ring and stuff.
Him fat?
I didn't call him fat.
You said he's one of the biggest superstars.
He's fat. He's fat.
He's just big boned. Get over him.
No, but I like when Jericho did the slingshot into the crowd. I thought that was really cool. I'm over the barricade. That was really cool during the match. Jericho, he got busted. His nose got cut. Kind of got busted open a little bit during the match. I like the false finishes during the match. I like when Dean Ambrose, he hit the Dirty Deeds once, and then Jericho kicked out a few times. I like all the reversals that they were doing with each other. I just thought the chemistry was also very good with both of them, and the crowd was behind both guys. It was like a 50-50 split champ here during this match, but this match was fun, and I really enjoyed it.
All right.
Casey, whoever wants to go.
I actually got a little distracted, so I'm gonna kick it to Casey because I saw my baby girl. She was on the
JoJo.
Yeah,
Eva Marie.
Yeah, I love that girl.
The girl who couldn't hack it in.
She didn't have to hack it.
I'm just saying.
She is a better announcer than your girl ever would have been.
She got too big concussion.
Your girl that you gotta change because every time your girl have a girlfriend. Anyway, I'm done. I'm leaving.
Anyway, I was hoping he was actually leaving. Guess not. But anyway, I like this match. I actually like this feud in this match more than I liked Y2J and AJ, just because Ambrose is, I feel like Y2J kind of works better with Ambrose a little bit. They're more the same pace, um, whereas AJ still does a lot of high flying maneuvers and stuff like that. And Jericho at his age right now can't, doesn't do as much high risk
He did
maneuvers.
a insult.
That's
He does a springboard drop kick.
high risk. That is barely even high. That man. That Listen. There's the Usos here, and that's Jericho doing a moonsault, and it's a little bit better, but it's not that much. It's not.
He does a cross body.
Wow, who doesn't do a crossbody? That is
You
like
don't.
that is a
You don't.
requirement to be in WWE to do a crossbody.
You don't do a cross. You don't do a cross body.
Big Show can do a crossbody. Ryback can do a crossbody.
Big Show's fat.
Flyback.
Kennedy McMahon can do a crossbody. Anyway,
Your mom can do a cross body. I'm done with that.
why you gotta bring my mom up in this?
No, boys, calm down, calm down. There's no fighting.
I mean, it's wrestling.
Yeah. See, we got our own security in here now.
Yeah, got security. No, but I like this match. I just again I don't know what they're doing with this feud now or with these guys. They kind of, Jericho and Ambrose are two of those guys that they kind of just throw around. So, I mean, Ambrose could be going for the Intercontinental title tomorrow on Raw. We don't know. We don't know. I mean, they won't actually give it to him. They'll drop his push, right before he gets to the title match, because why would you give Ambrose any sort of championship ever? Anyway, he got his own show though, the Ambrose Asylum.
I actually have to say one more thing.
Hey, be careful around the plant.
What's that?
Careful
I said
around the plan.
Yeah.
Okay. But my one last thing I would say is this rivalry I think was kind of weird, and I'm hope this rivalry is over. Like it was, pretty much a talk show versus a talk show. We had the Ambrose Asylum versus the highlight reel. That's what this rivalry was pretty much all over.
It's WWE. What do you expect?
All right, Amy, thoughts?
I like the match. I think Jericho and Ambrose work pretty well together. They complement each other very well in a way. They're both batshit crazy in the ring, in my opinion. But they did have some interesting moves. The patented Jericho's, lion salt and his bulldog. His what was it? When he threw him in the crossbody. When they threw him over the barricade, it was pretty cool. I found the slapping hilarious for some reason when Jericho was going, "You stupid idiot." Though I'm pretty positive those are the only 2 words that man knows, because that's all he ever says. If you pay attention, you can turn this into a drinking game and be extremely drunk and be out a bottle of alcohol, because it's just that funny. But no, I'm glad they finally gave him a win, though they will do nothing with him. He's admitted in a few interviews that he's like the workhorse of the WWE, and they'll just throw him in anything, and they know he can do it. Put him in any scenario, he can do it. So, honestly, who knows where that's going? Maybe he'll go for the Intercontinental title. Maybe he'll take on Kalisto and become the U.S. champ. Who the hell knows? But we know he won't be WWE champ anytime soon. That's a given. They've given up on that. Who knows? Maybe he'll go for the tag titles. Maybe Sami Zayn and Dean Ambrose will, be the whatever he called them, the Rough Riders, and become tag champs. But match had good quality. I like that they didn't just hit like Dirty Deeds or Walls of Jericho once and it was over between them. I like the massive amounts of reversals and breaks. And it made you think. I honestly didn't know where it was going because they had Jericho beat AJ Styles at WrestleMania. So I was like, oh, what the hell? Dean Ambrose could honestly just lose for the hell of it because they do that type of crap because they have no idea what to do with these people. But it was good. Though I don't think you should ever slap a lunatic. That doesn't seem to pan out well, in my opinion. But
I would agree. I wouldn't. I mean, I wouldn't slap a lunatic ever.
well,
But
it just makes him batshit crazy, and his, clothesline or his random. He steps up on the second turnbuckle, turns around, and drives his forearm into. Just doesn't work well.
I mean, I don't know. I definitely like this match. I think going into it, I was like, I don't know who could win this match. I feel like Dean should win, but then they actually have been giving Chris Jericho wins, so I was kind of confused. But I think the talk shows definitely gave this some entertainment value. A little bit different than usual. Like it just wasn't Dean Ambrose being crazy. It was kind of a more comedic side of Dean Ambrose, which was fun. But I definitely I thought this match was pretty good. I liked the ending when he hit the knees to the face and then with the dirty deeds. I love that. I thought it was really good. Next we have the women's championship match: Charlotte versus Natalia. Um, with Brett by Natalia's side and Rick by Charlotte's side. Charlotte was bringing out her inner cerebral assassin, working that leg. Freaking, I swear, I thought I was playing freaking an old WWE game against Triple H because I used to hate him. He used to always work my leg, and I was like, stop it, stop. But anyway, really nothing from Brett or Rick. Like right about 2/3 through this match, 2/3 of the way through this match. Charlotte hits natural selection for two. I wish she could just win with that move every once in a while to make it seem like it means something because I like that move a lot. Um, and then Charlotte would eventually lock in the sharpshooter, and Robinson would ring the bell before Natalia even thought about tapping. Um, and then he would run away. Throw the belt. He would throw the belt in the ring and run away. I just don't know. I just don't know. I think it's funny. It's funny how they brought in this new era, but they keep bringing up old stuff. We've talked about this before in like predictions and stuff like that. I just think it's funny that they're bringing in this new era, but there's like this just old baggage over top of it. I don't know why they did this. This match was really good. It was going pretty well. I guess it did provide some shock and awe factor a little bit. I wasn't expecting it. It was unexpected. That's about the only positive thing I can take out of it. But anyway. Amy, any thoughts on the women's title?
Plenty. All in all, I thought it was a great match. I'm not including the ending in that statement really at all. Both women can wrestle each other pretty well. This is Natty's one of more the better opponents for Charlotte in my opinion. They have enough match chemistry to pull it off. As where you see Charlotte in other matches where it's very botchy and it's not as fluid as it should be. But I like the figure 4 didn't turn into the figure 8, and Natty slapped her out of it and reversed it. And then when Natty went for the sharpshooter, Charlotte slapped Natty out of it pretty nicely. Both women put on a hell of a contest, to be honest. It was pretty upbeat, and then the ending kind of sucked. But to be honest, I thought Flair and Brett would have been involved in this match a lot more than they were. It was one of Ric Flair's more mild-mannered matches. He didn't cause the victory for Charlotte this time, which was kind of weird. So, I mean, Charles Robinson must be paid by Team Flair, I guess, for the Chicago screwjob, as now we can call that, as Charlotte hit the sharpshooter and bell just rings, and you see his Charles Robinson's face like, oh yeah, tap, ring, throw, go, run. But I did like the Hart family double sharpshooter. I thought that was a nice touch. But to be honest, I don't think Natty's going to get much of anything after this. I think they're just going to drop her in this storyline and possibly go with Sasha Banks. That's a possibility. But I don't see them carrying this into Extreme Rules. unless they're doing this whole, Stephanie and Shane thing, or maybe something will happen. But WWE doesn't have enough consistency in those cases, especially within the women's division where they drop crap and then just, bring up a whole new storyline, say, forget this push, we're going with you, even though you were the main focus of this past storyline. So I have no hopes for that. Who knows? Maybe my girl Becky will come in and take the title, or Bayley. Maybe this is the time we see Bayley if she's not actually having like an ACL or MCL injury, which I hope that's not the case. Someone else go before I go on a major rant.
All right. A little update on Enzo Amore. I found him.
Found it.
There he is. He's standing. Look like he's talking to Big Cass. This was posted 3 minutes ago, as of 11:58 by Kevin Owens. So he looks like he's doing at least pretty decent.
Yeah, they said he was able to move and talk, so that's good.
Yeah,
Where's he? Is he in Canada? I mean, where is he at?
Why would he be in Canada? He was in the whatever the local hospital.
I'm joking. Because he's with Kevin Owens right now, and Kevin Owens is the Canadian.
Kevin Owens is in Chicago.
So why would Kevin Owens just go randomly to Canada?
Okay,
I don't know.
Next.
Justin,
You can't teach stupidity.
My thoughts on this match. I thought this match was really good up to the point with the pretty much screw job. I did not like that point. But, these girls, they have really good chemistry. But I think their best match that they had was at NXT, that NXT TakeOver. I don't remember which TakeOver it was, but I know it was one back in, I think it was like back in 2014. It was one of the first ever ones, but this match was...
It's Rival.
Right, Rival?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it was NXT Rival.
It was one of them. It was in 2014, I know that, but in the summer of 2014. But this was a very good match here. I like, how Charlotte worked on Natalia's leg during the match. I dislike when people do that. When they work on one specific body part during the match. I dislike that. But like I said, I really hated that point with the screw job. But I like the double sharpshooter. That was really cool during the match. And who knows if they're going to be continuing this. I mean, I want to see them put my girl Sasha Banks back in the title picture. But I've been hearing rumors that they're going to be saving Charlotte and Sasha Banks till SummerSlam. I've been hearing rumors about that. So if they do that at SummerSlam, that'd be pretty awesome to see. But yeah.
I know Sasha's being saved to SummerSlam. I don't know if Charlotte's the opponent, though. That's the thing no one really knows is for sure if Charlotte is going to be her opponent. But they say Sasha's supposed to take it at SummerSlam.
Which that would be a good idea, because, like, close to her hometown. Well, like, because she's from Boston, so.
Yeah. Casey?
Well, Vince. Nothing. I'm not going to take anything away from them in this match because, they put on a really good match. For a match that I thought was just going to be boring and crappy, they put on a really good match.
Oh, I got one thing to say. Why would you think it's going to be boring and crappy? Because of back in the past what we got with women's matches? Like on the main roster?
No, that has nothing to do with it.
I mean, because, some people could still be stuck in their ways about women's matches, how they are pretty much pissed. Some people might think they're piss break still, but
That's how people are.
Are you saying that I thought I was always into women's matches? I was the one that always wanted them to be good again. Anyway, I want to know how many times are they going to do the stupid Montreal Screwjob storyline over and over again? WWE has done it multiple times. This isn't just the second time. They've done it a couple times. Even TNA has done a Montreal Screwjob storyline with Hebner.
Don't remind me.
I get that it was a huge turn in WWE. It sort of started off the Attitude Era. Let it go. We don't need to do it again. Let go of your stupid feud and petty bullshit with Bret Hart. We stop. Like I didn't have a problem with Bret Hart and Flair being out there. Everyone wants to see Bret Hart and Flair or whatever, but you couldn't have just had a clean win. And I mean, parts of it made sense. Like Charles Robinson made sense because they did always call him Little Nate in WCW, so that made sense. Rewatching this match, that would make more sense. That he was the ref in this match. But I just don't know why they had to do this. It just doesn't make any sense.
Alrighty. Did I get my thoughts on this match? I did. Alright, cool. Next we have our announcement. Our big announcement. Raw. Who's gonna be running it? Who is it? Is it Shane? Is it Stephanie? Is it Shane? Is it me? I see. I was the dark horse. I was the write-in vote.
I'd be afraid.
I was the write-in vote.
Why would you be afraid?
It was team of you. All we'd see is JoJo on TV, and that was it. And
No,
Cena.
she'd just be the main announcer.
JoJo and Cena. All we
main
would see.
ring announcer. Yeah.
Team Ma was the write-in vote. I gotta give it. Miley's.
We wouldn't even know where we were going. How would we get from city to city?
That's why I am here. I will help that part. But Team Ma, Team Miley and Amy here. We got this.
But turns out the person who's gonna be running Raw, Teddy Long. No.
He's running SmackDown. Don't you know it?
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah. So they're both gonna be running Raw.
All going to be 6-man tag matches from now on. That's it. That's
in a dual capacity, in a mutual capacity. It was funny. People were like, so no brand split. I was like, well, technically, if you think about it, it's still a brand split, just with one brand. But anyway, this was like probably about 20 minutes, I think, maybe 15 to 20 minutes. It was pretty long, but
Well,
I think.
Well, yeah, because they had to. They had to fill a solid 15 minutes from that first match.
Yeah, that's what I was getting. I was trying to get to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I felt. That's why I didn't complain about it or anything, because I was just like, they had some time they needed to fill. So coolio. Somebody complained about it. Casey, thoughts?
I get why they had to do it. I understand, but it still started to feel like a Raw opening segment for a minute there.
It was actually Raw started tonight.
I felt like they could have added more to one of the matches rather than really dragging this out, because it did feel a little bit dragged out. But I'm okay with both of them being running Raw. It could be interesting. And I feel like they could eventually do sort of a brand split, but not do a brand split. Like have, Stephanie control one show and, Shane do another show. It doesn't necessarily have to be a brand split, like competing against each other, but, have general managers for each, show. And then, that way, again, we could have more, more matches on, get more guys in matches, because I feel like since they've had, obviously since they've had Shane as the, leader or the head of Raw the past couple weeks, we have been seeing, guys that weren't necessarily getting matches. We were seeing a lot more debuts. So this is definitely a good thing for WWE, and it makes for entertaining TV, because you definitely get that, interesting dynamic between Stephanie and Shane, being that they are, siblings. So you get that kind of, interesting, you know, thing. And I think we should have Vince there too. I think we should have Vince there. He can run superstars. I mean,
Main event.
what?
He can run main event
Let's have him
also.
run NXT. Let's just make everyone mad.
No,
Oh, hell no.
no.
Fuck off, DJ. DJ, fuck off.
No.
How do I
That was a
mute
good
DJ and that
joke.
stupidity?
That was a good
No.
joke. Come on, guys.
No, it wasn't.
It
That
was.
wasn't
It got a reaction out of all three of you.
That was not even a joke.
Jesus.
That's cruel. That's cruel
Let's
and
just have-
additional punishment.
Let's
That
have
is a
Billy
violation.
Let's have
Okay,
Billy
and then-
Corgan run NXT.
Oh, hell no.
Anyway, we got the main event. Evening. Did I get to everyone? I don't think I did.
No, you didn't get to me on this.
Yeah, I didn't get to anything. It's just you and Casey.
So anyway, we got the main. No. Amy, stop.
I see how it is, DJ.
Hey, you wouldn't take my joke, so.
I guess me and Amy are gonna be a tie team. Or a mixed
You don't
tie
want to
team.
tackle him. He'll turn his back on you.
He's my security detail.
You're manager and security, apparently. Apparently, I do everything.
Well, me and her are gonna win the mixed tie team titles.
No, she's my manager / security. You can't ever.
They're gonna win the mixed tag team titles in WWE. Get it? Because they don't exist, so they won't.
Well, we might win the TNA titles from the Decay.
Yes. Ha.
All right, Amy. You have to go.
Well, I kind of like the idea of Shane and Stephanie. I don't think it's going to lead to general managers necessarily or a brand split. I think they're going way back to the early 2000s storyline of the invasion. I think they're going to pull a WCW, ECW type movement and how Shane and Stephanie tag team against their father. I mean, that made for great television in my opinion. I liked it. I think that's where they're going. I don't think the brand split's not going to make any sense at this point to me. And you kind of see that dynamic at the end of the show where they're like, I agree with you, and they're kind of getting along. I think you'll see the brother-sister turmoil for a little while, and then all of a sudden it's going to turn, and they're just going to go after Vince. And I think that's what's going to happen. I think it's going to be the invasion of the McMahon children versus Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
All right, I like that. I like that a lot. Justin, do you have a better idea? Never mind. We're going to the main event.
Hey. I was kind of expecting to see a brand split here, but I kind of like what Amy was saying about how this kind of is going back to like Eric Bischoff and when he ran Raw with when he was running Raw with
Stone Cold?
Yeah, Stone Cold. That's what this is kind of reminding me of to like the early 2000s and stuff, which I really enjoyed watching that back in the day because even though I wasn't really old, I still go back and watch the old Raws on the
He
network.
wasn't alive.
I was alive actually. I was alive. I was like 5 years
He
old.
was like 3.
Oh my, you're 20 or 21? One of the two?
I'm 20.
No, he's like 17.
I'm actually 19.
I was
I'm actually 19.
You're like
No.
16.
No, not even close.
If you were talking about a truancy cop the other day, you're under the age of 18.
But
Yeah.
I just lost my train of thought right now. Shoot, where was I? Oh yeah, about this. So yeah, let's move on.
All right, so we're moving on. No more Justin comments. AJ Styles versus Roman Reigns. The main event of the evening. This match was real good. I liked it. I thought this match was really good. Without all the let's stop the match and restart the match and stop the match and restart the match. I actually thought it was really good. I liked it. I think we are getting a little bit more clarity from Roman Reigns' character. It's not. It's still. He's still got his shield vest on and his shield symbol and all that. But at least he's turned from the big guy from the Shield to the guy from the Shield, which kind of it. But it meshes. It kind of clashes with the
There.
architect. It clashes with the architect, setting up something for that later. That's just my personal opinion. But anyway, because God forbid you actually give a crap about Roman Reigns. The flying forearm through the table was epic. I loved it. I don't know how he hit a flying forearm and knocked him through a table.
You're
Realistically,
phenomenal. That's how.
realistically, I don't know how that happened, but it was beautiful. I was a fan. Um,
You're
AJ
always a fan,
Styles.
though.
I think it's funny though. I do think this part was funny. AJ Styles rolls back in the ring and wins by countout like he's never wrestled in a match before, in a title match before. I just thought that was funny because none of his other stuff exists. So technically, but I thought that was funny.
He does think.
I just thought it was funny just because like I was like, did they just act like he's never wrestled a match before and wouldn't know what to do in that situation? But Shane
No,
McMahon will come out.
They
Yes.
actually they pointed out when he was still grabbing his back, he physically couldn't get him in there at that point.
You can just break the count.
They didn't break the count. Obviously, he was in the ring.
He could have rolled
Right.
in the ring and rolled back out. It takes the same amount of time.
He could have rolled halfway in and halfway out.
It wouldn't have done anything. That would
Yeah,
have been
well,
the 10 count.
sometimes, yeah, that would have broke the count.
No, it would have been the 10 count. He was at 9 and like a quarter when when he got in.
I
But you
think
can
it looked
go
like he was
halfway in there,
stupid.
bro. I'm on DJ's side this time.
Hey,
I'm with DJ.
you should be because I'm right. Anyway,
You're wrong. You're wrong.
I don't know what happened with that the low blow thing. I thought it was an inverted atomic drop, but I just looked up and AJ was holding his crotch, so I wasn't sure what went down. And then they disqualified him.
Low blow, which was
Was it
weird.
low blow? Was it low blow?
It's like
Yeah,
a
it was
low
a low blow.
blow.
Huh. But Roman gets disqualified, and then Stephanie says, "No, no, no. We're gonna restart the match." And AJ would try to go for the flying forearm again, but it would get reversed into a Superman punch, which was epic. Reigns ended up doing some dives to the outside, which was cool when Gallows and Anderson came out. I liked it a lot. But yeah, I thought this match was real good. I didn't realize I had more notes than this. I thought this match was really good. I really enjoyed this match. I thought it was one of the best matches of the night, if not number 2, maybe. And still, your WWE World Champion, the guy the guy from the Shield, Roman Reigns.
The big guy from the show is still Seth Rollins for me.
But
Dean
see,
Ambrose.
but do you see how that clashes? Like the guy from the Shield versus the Architect. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's at least something. It's a little bit better than, oh, I'm just some random guy that came from the Shield. Anyway,
The Roman Empire versus the Architect. The Roman.
To build the Roman Empire. Just saying.
Justin, thoughts?
I thought this match was really good, and the crowd was just booing Roman Reigns like the hell. Like, I mean, they were just. No one wanted to cheer for Reigns in this
It was
match.
funny.
But
They started cheering him halfway through the match.
yeah, like halfway at the end of the match, like when they changed it to a no disqualification match.
Yeah, but screw Roman.
I mean, yeah. But I like the phenomenal forum for the table. I about lost
How does
my
that work?
shit when that happened. I don't know, but I mean, AJ Styles, I mean, he's phenomenal, so he makes everything work.
Do you think it was funny that half the time they can't get that table to break, and that was that one time they actually could?
I mean, the reason why is because the New Day wasn't under the table. I mean, that's kind of a bad segue. Well, it's kind of a bad, inside joke there because
Are you talking about the New
there's
Day?
what? No. Because remember one time me and you were doing this like review about, and the table wouldn't break, and like save the tables, blah blah blah. It's nothing. It's nothing. So the New Day was probably wasn't under the table so that's why it didn't break. That's why it didn't break. But I don't know what I'm talking about. I keep talking about the match now. But I like the Pele kick that AJ Styles had during the match. I like the catching Superman punch. That was really awesome during the match. I kept I liked when Styles kept going for that phenomenal forearm during the whole match. I didn't know that was a low blow that second time. I mean, it didn't look like it because I was taking notes and stuff, so it didn't really look like that. But I guess it must have been though. I thought it was pretty interesting how Stephanie and pretty much Shane, they kept trying to one up each other here. And I thought when Shane came out, he made it to a no DQ. It must have been a no DQ. But then Stephanie made it to a no DQ, and then that's finally where Roman Reigns won and retained this title. But it was a very good match, though. It was very awesome. I would say best match of the night. I mean, it beat Owens and Zayn matches.
It's because Roman Reigns was in it. Casey, thoughts?
I mean,
what the hell did you just say about tables? What the fuck was that? Anyway,
because with the whole New Day save table.
No, don't even try to explain it. Don't even try to explain it. It's already confusing enough. Anyway, let's get to this. Surprisingly, I don't say this much, but props to Roman Reigns in this match.
About time.
I felt
Why
like
do you hate? I don't understand hate for Roman Reigns though. Why do people hate Roman Reigns? He's a good worker.
he's boring as shit.
Because he used to be a football player, so he doesn't deserve it.
That has nothing to do with it. He's just boring as shit.
It's not his fault. He's
I don't
still the guy for the champ.
I don't
Anyway.
think he's boring
He's
actually.
a real character, and let him do something.
Okay.
Yes, he's a John Cena 2.0, but
That's
I'm
not his
trying-
fault.
I am trying to compliment John. I'm trying to
Yeah,
compliment
compliment John Cena. Do it. You won't do it. No balls.
that man. That man got a lot of shirts. He got
I mean,
that is
I have to say one thing. I have to say one thing, Casey. If there would be a John Cena versus
And none of them make
if there be a John Cena versus Roman Reigns rivalry, who would you cheer in that rivalry?
Roman Reigns.
I would cheer Cena actually, because that'd be a great time to turn Cena heel.
Can I get my thoughts on this match? Would that be a thing that I could do?
I would like to hear your thoughts, Casey. I would like
You
to hear
can't. You can't get your thoughts. Justin's got one more thing to say.
He probably does.
I'm gonna do one more thing to say.
It's about the tables.
Just let Casey go. This is terrible.
Name me better.
No one gets the New Day table thing. I can't understand it. So just let the man go.
All right. I really felt like Roman actually put on a really good match. I felt like he was doing really good. It felt like he was really heel in this match, which I liked. But at the same time, it's kind of confusing because it feels like they're booking AJ to turn heel, which I don't want. I want Roman to turn heel. I don't want AJ to turn heel unless you turn AJ heel with the Bullet Club and then do something with Finn Balor, which I want to see. But this was a really good match. I didn't really expect AJ to win. I feel like he's going to win the title on a bigger show than Payback. But I'm just wondering if they're gonna keep this feud going, because it feels like they're gonna do that. Oh, and also, Usos finally made it onto a main roster or on the main show in a pay-per-view. So that was cool. They got their they weren't in the match, but they were on the main card. It was cool. It was big for them. Because who wanted to see the Usos? I didn't. But I don't know. I really liked the match. It felt really confusing at times. And where was Finn Balor? That's what I'm saying.
I
Where was
agree.
Finn
I
Balor?
agree. I was waiting. Um, Amy, any thoughts on? Did you understand Justin's table comment? Because I'm still confused.
No, that's why
Here's
I
what,
said no. Just
here's
stop
what I'm
it,
talking
because we're
about. It's
all
like,
lost.
let me just
He's
tell
gonna
you.
try again.
No,
He's gonna try again.
no, no,
I'm gonna explain it now. Good, okay?
no. No one knows. But
There,
I
talk.
I really liked the match, though. It was surprisingly well. I don't think it topped Owens and Sammy. I'm very sorry. That's not gonna happen. I thought it was number 3 match, about third good match, possibly fourth. But it was nice to see Roman acting more heel, as Casey pointed out, and they actually had a decent match. The forearm through the table was phenomenal. The Superman punch in midair kind of reminded me of the was it curb stomp reversal RKO from WrestleMania last year. That's kind of cool. But flying Roman Reigns was good. I love to see the Bullet Club come in. That was great. Gallows and Anderson always entertaining. But I'm kind of glad it didn't end like that. I thought it was gonna end kind of on a one-off finisher from Roman Reigns. I liked that they drew it out enough to where it was a legitimate match for him. I'm a little confused at where they're taking either of them, to be honest. But if they push him heel and then have AJ run with Gallows and Anderson for all the way up until, I don't know, I think it was Extreme Rules that they have that match at next, and then have Finn Balor come in Extreme Rules and screw over AJ Styles, that would be kind of cool, I think. I think they might run with it like that. That would be actually pretty cool. Now, if they don't give Roman the mic too often, we're in good shape, or if they write better things for him. But to be honest, it is part of his fault. He can put character behind something and make anything good if you try. Everyone does it with the crappy writing of the WWE. I mean, everyone takes it and tries to manipulate it. Roman just needs to figure that out. He's kind of, I hate to say it, he's like Charlotte. They have dry personalities when it comes to that. I give it to Roman. He's one hell of a worker. He can wrestle pretty well, even though Chicago tonight said you can't wrestle. That chant went on for a while. But, we'll see what happens with them. If they keep it good, if they keep it consistent, that's the biggest thing. If WWE can keep this consistent, they have a shot. Because they were cheering on Roman Reigns for a while, so I don't think the crowd's ever going to be behind him again until he loses that title and they rebuild him. And they do not push Roman Reigns down our throats. That is what the WWE Universe does not like. When he had his nose injury, which was not an injury made by Triple H, it was actually a previous injury he had, they pushed Dean Ambrose, then dropped him. And then Roman Reigns is back. They're just not consistent with their pushes, to be honest. So they do it consistently. They have a shot, I think.
I think one issue is partially with WWE with, the fans always chant, "You can't wrestle," but I think it's just that all these guys, it's not just Roman Reigns, it's WWE in general gives you such a limited, move set. If they open these guys' move sets up a little bit more, give them more moves, I feel like, you would see more that Roman Reigns can wrestle because he can. It's
Mm-hmm.
just we see the same moves over and over all the time. It's like, okay, he's going to do this, he's going to do that, and then he's going to do the Superman punch. You can basically predict these guys' matches anymore, and it's not fun. That's why, people like other promotions like TNA, like Ring of Honor so much because, you see the same moves, but they keep it exciting in those other companies. You'll see new innovative moves. With WWE, it's just the same stuff over and over again,
Or
especially with big guys that they push like Roman Reigns and Cena.
yeah, I think it has a lot to do with who they're facing, to be quite honest. Because if you watch Sammy and Kevin, you saw some of the same moves, but also they threw in some of their older stuff from the Indies that they knew they could do together. I think it just comes down to the opponent. WWE wants to make it safe, but at the same time, you have people who are more experienced and who aren't, so they can. Certain people can take this move and some can't. I think that's what it comes down to. It's that.
And it also goes to our conversation we were having in the other video. I think it was the predictions where WWE doesn't they fast track these guys to the main roster too
Yeah.
much. They don't teach them how to take bumps. They don't teach them how to do these things. They just see, oh, you're a big guy. We're gonna push you up to the main roster,
Yeah.
or you're Charlotte. We're gonna push you up to the main roster.
Pure Flair, hey.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I could not tell. Okay, I couldn't tell if my mic was working or not. It was weird. It wasn't showing me like my levels, so I was like, "What's going on?" No. But anyway.
Oh.
But anyway. So. So what about the tables again? Anyway. But, yeah. But
Under the tables.
Who knows?
that was your WWE Payback 2016 review. Overall, it was a good show. I think it went pretty well, especially for. I think this is one of those pay-per-views that we call a throwaway pay-per-view. We
Yeah.
call a filler pay-per-view, I guess. And it's funny. Fastlane was pretty good, and this was. Or wait, was it Fastlane? Was the one I'm thinking of?
Yeah.
That was one.
Yeah, you
Was
were
it
thinking of Fastlane.
Okay.
That was right before Mania.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't remember because I know. We complained about something on Fastlane, but I wasn't sure if it was the whole show or if it was one particular part. I couldn't. But anyway,
Could have been
Payback.
one match. I don't know.
Yeah. Payback was good. I definitely liked it. I want to see what they're gonna do with this whole Shane McMahon, Steph McMahon thing. Want to see what they're gonna do with the tag team title picture thing. It's definitely interesting. I want to see what's gonna go down. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Follow Amy and Miley on Twitter at DD_Amy_Miley. Miley with an I with a Y, not an I, right? I tried.
MYLIE.
There you go. There you go. I'm trying. Anyway,
You're trying. I'll give you a B plus. B plus.
hey, I B plus player. But follow us on Twitter as well. ICW_podcast is right under my face now. So we'll see you guys later. Hope you guys enjoy.